Hello guys and welcome back to another episode review of Hollyoaks for Thursday 14th October 2021. A great episode after Timmy's done a runner from the last episode. When God knows what he was going to do to Peri, but luckily Juliet came in time last episode. So today's aftermath. Police was in the house just searching, for evidence, trying to locate Tommy's whereabouts, or Timmy's whereabouts, sorry, I keep saying Tommy. And Peri's really worried, you can tell. Police haven't found him yet, but we all know what happened to Timmy, because at the beginning of the scene was Warren and Fergus. They were digging up his grave and just burying him. Now, let me know if you guys think that was right of Warren and Fergus. Let me know what you think. Be nice to hear what your comments are on this as well. And what I found is very interesting was that how easily they got away with it as well, Fergus and Warren. Now, we're not continue talking about them because Fergus wants Warren to do a job. Purely because they need the cash. Fergus wants to go to Mexico with Trish and, kind of retire early. And Warren as well, he kind of needs the money as well, but he's going backwards and forwards because there's a long history with his sister Katie doing drugs and Diane. Basically, he just doesn't want to go into that business. From ethically, well, it's a bit far fetched for Warren, but you know what I mean, guys. But Fergus, obviously, he's like he keeps trying. In the end, he managed to convince Warren. Warren he was going backwards and forwards because Warren also showed him who's actually more dominant. I think Fergus kind of backed down a bit as well, because all this time we've been seeing Fergus kind of like brainwashing Warren, because before that Warren had his own mind, almost as if it's grooming, even at Warren's age. Now, I think Warren, Fergus kind of said in the end, you're only going to ruin Maxine's life, and just don't forget, Warren and Maxine, they just got back together. And then Warren called it off in the end. Maxine was distraught. Not distraught, that wasn't the right word, sorry guys. She was really frustrated, that's the word. She just had enough, because it's like she just feels like it's going backwards and forward with this guy. But I don't know, I don't think Warren is purely to blame here. She called it off in the beginning, they got together. Warren took her back too easily in my opinion, and he called it off because he thinks, he's no good for her. She was frustrated, she walked off. I think, in my opinion, Hollyoaks shouldn't really do that storyline because it is tiring for viewers. We've seen Maxine go through so many toxic relationships, especially remember with Patrick and, Sienna's dad. Warren back and forth, she just seems to have man problems. I just don't think Hollyoaks should really go into that, in my opinion. There are far more better storylines and far more characters need developing as well. Even with Peri, this whole business, they need to show how Peri has been affected since that Timmy's ordeal, and how her relationship is going to move forward with Juliet. They did show that with Juliet. Now again, there's a backward and forward with her. Again, same thing, the backwards and forwards. Juliet kind of wanted to let her stew in it. Peri, because obviously Peri didn't have Juliet's back. Now, I found that scene with Juliet's brother, who is James, really funny when James walked inside the door and said, "Why didn't you tell me about the whole Timmy stuff?" And Juliet was like, "Well, are you upset because of that, or you generally care?" And then he said the first reason. That was really funny when James was brutally honest. But he told to go and make things up with Peri, or gave some advice. Juliet went back to Peri, and Peri's now saying the opposite, that she's no good for her. Now, we're kind of seeing just backwards and forwards. I don't know, I think I'm all for them Hollyoaks showing Peri and Juliet the aftermath and stuff, after the whole Timmy ordeal, but going backwards and forwards inside their relationship is something that I'd kind of look forward to, because it's kind of a drag for viewers. Don't get me wrong, once in a while is fine. Now, we're going to talk about this whole Maxine business. In the end, she went to drop the boxes off, and she dropped an earring Felix was there, picked it up, and so he dropped something. She went off. Celeste came down. They had a chat. Celeste noticed that earring that Felix was holding, and she said that's Gloria's. Walter's, I believe, Walter's ex or someone, or even Walter's ex-wife, I think, or late wife. Sorry, that's the wrong word to use. I believe so. Anyway, let me know if I'm wrong. Feel free. And then obviously Felix put two and two together and knew Warren was the one that attacked Walter. That is quite big because don't forget this was going back quite a while as well. So after a few months they found out. I'm glad that I found out as well because that will make it more interesting in terms for viewers. That because obviously Warren might have a big job to do for Fergus as well if that goes wrong as well. Felix and the Walter's family, they're all going to confront Warren. That's going to be pretty big. Also, going back as well when Marnie and Juliet's mum, Donna Marie, they were chatting in the cafe. They know Peri's there. They're deliberately talking about, Peri, how she didn't have Juliet's back and everything. It was a very kind of like a housewife kind of conversation because they tried to make her feel bad. They succeeded. And Peri was just feeling really bad about the whole Juliet thing. And you know what? I don't even blame Donna Marie and Marnie because they're just looking out for their daughters. And Peri kind of deserved it. But obviously she's feeling really bad. So going to have to let her. Can't hold on to it too much. I think that is a wrap. Oh yeah, let's talk about the Tony and Diane moving into the dog above upstairs. I think Diane's OCD, you can tell it's kicking in. She's worried, and her friend Becky's a bit of a nut job as well. Not sure if she's a good influence for Diane. Tony obviously doesn't know what Fergus's deal is. I just think they've suffered too much, Tony and Diane, and now they're going to head into a financial crisis with getting involved with Fergus's deals. Again, very interesting, but I really wish Tony and Diane did have a bit of a break. That's a wrap, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Hope you have a nice day.